The return of the light of Christ is not what you expected. The solar flash has hit, and this high energy, it changes the world. It changes what we experience on a daily basis, and it affects people very differently. I understand that there was a lot of fear pumped out about the solar flash over the years, but what I'm here to share as we're in this energy right now, the energy of Christ, the light, is the truth. And different people are going to react very differently to this energy that's coming in. And we've experienced this several times. I've shared this on my journey over the past few years, that this is coming in influxes, and it's more like solar flashes. And we've had several major bursts over the years. One was in December of 2019. One was in June of 2023. And I recently did a recap of that energy, and those videos are on the channel page if you have any questions about it. And your body is the tuning fork telling you the truth. So you can feel this energy inside of you, and you're already starting to see changes in the external reality. Just like Nikola Tesla said, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And you have to start thinking differently about our reality, that we're actually tuned into a frequency. And the frequency has shifted, and light is information. And this is the age of truth. And there are people that are going to be rising right now. You, the person that's getting this message, you might feel very empowered over the past couple of days as this energy is here right now. You're feeling the internal changes. Your body is the tuning fork telling you the truth. And then there are people, they're reacting very differently. We're seeing tremendous earthquakes around the world. This is not a coincidence. This is a synchronicity, because there are physical attributes of the reality, even though it is a frequency. And as the reality changes, we're having these shakings. So as we're seeing these great shakings, the earth is shaking, you might be shaking on the inside. And there are two types of people. There are people that are going to be rising up like never before in this energy of truth. And there are people that can't handle the truth. So your perception becomes your reality. There might be people that view this time period as negative or catastrophic, but you view this time period, this is a rebirth. This is a rebirth energy. You're getting a second chance at your life. And you might have been living at a certain level for so long, right? And that was the frequency fence. I actually came out here a long time ago, and I left a world famous video about the solar flash, right? Some of you remember that. And I talked about the frequency fence over the head, right? So that frequency fence is coming down, right? So if you're getting this message, you could say, you know what? My life, I was always able to achieve a certain level, or I had a certain experience. And heck, you know what? I was experiencing a loop. Well, the deep changes, what this energy does, remember, light is information, and our DNA receptors, right? Remember, 93% of the function of DNA is responsible for light and sound reception and transmission. You didn't have junk DNA, kid. And this is the return of the light of Christ. The light of Christ is within you now. And that light of Christ, it's changing you. It's changing us. It's changing our reality. And if a person decides to stay fixed in, say, a fixed reality, think about a very strong, there's strong trees, and then there's flexible trees, right? Like these trees here, a storm came through, and I see these trees swaying back and forth, and some of the trees, they get toppled over. You're going to have to move. You're going to have to be flexible. Over the past few years, were you flexible with everyday life? Or are you still living the same way that you did in a pre-2020 world? Remember earlier, right? We've been through many high energetic moments once we got right into 2020. Look at the world. Look at the changes. Great change. There's great energy. And energy is the ability to cause change. So this catalyst event is going to affect people differently. I'm out here tonight, and I've shared this with the community over time. When I feel I need to rest, I rest. And then sometimes it's like a bolt of electricity. So you got to go out and deliver the message now. And that's why I'm actually delivering this message right now as I'm feeling this right now, because there's people in the world that need to hear this message. And if it's resonating so far, I'm very grateful if you smash into that like button, because it pushes it forward. This is the return of the light of Christ. It's the truth. So many people, they weren't living an organic life, a truthful life. They were living a fake, mundane, modern, synthetic, fake life. And heck, right, you were programmed in the subconscious. And if you're getting this message, and in the past few days, you felt lost. Ooh, I felt lost. I feel like I'm in a fog. That's a good thing. Well, that's a good thing. I feel lost. Well, that feeling, that's the feeling of your subconscious being wiped clean. And it's important, because your subconscious dictates 95% of your reality. We're out here in peaceful vibes. Your nervous system is being reset with this energy. Think about your nervous system. And your nervous system, you think about the electricity, right? Your nerves sending electric pulses, the signal. The signal. You're the receiver. You're the receiver of the light of Christ. The signal's inside of you right now. And now it's time to broadcast. You are broadcasting a much stronger frequency. And you had to go through a great change. Because originally, your signal can only go so far. So many people that are getting this message over the past year, and maybe longer, you went through a period where you were kind of in isolation. And God was working on you. And you had to integrate all of these new energies, and you go through the process of ascension, and you also go through the psychological process of what Carl Jung calls the process of individuation. Then you're sitting here in the vibration of truth. Your whole nervous system has been recalibrated to the vibration of truth. And now, you can't settle anymore. You can't settle for anything that's fake. You can't settle for the old life. And you went through a time period where it was very intense. And now, this light just came in again. I want you to think about your life and what I presented in this video today. Did you go through major shifts going into 2020? Maybe in 2023? And now, we're going through another shift again. During this process, you might see changes in your gut, in your midsection. And this is because in our lower energy center, especially in our solar plexus, we hold a lot of traumas and densities from the systems that are no longer here. Oh yeah. The systems of the world, you were connected to them. There was a connection there. And now that deep connection, right, it's no longer there. So you had to go through great changes. So you might have had a lot of discomfort, a lot of purging in your solar plexus. You might have had inflammation. You might have had swelling. Right? And now you could kind of see that swelling is going away. Your body is the tuning fork to telling you the truth. You are more than you were led to believe. And the light of Christ is here now. It's already here. There's nothing to wait for. We're not waiting. We're not in the frequency of waiting. We are in the frequency of now. We are in the frequency of I am. I am. So many people, they didn't live their life as the I am presence. Many people, they lived according to what mainstream TV told them. They lived according to what the hyena heard, the clicks at the water cooler, right in the locker room. They told you how to live your life. But you're still on this message. You hear it, it resonates deeply, because you didn't come here to fit into the world. No. You came here to build a new world. You are here to build a new reality, and God has prepared you. And now this light is here, and it's resonating within your DNA. And you will notice the change. Always remember the basic science. Remember, I've shared, if it's simple, it comes from God, right? There's going to be people out there try to confuse you. Here, on these messages, we get to the truth. Energy is the ability to cause change. We can detect energy's presence by noticing observing with your attention the change. Do you notice a change in your everyday life? Are you witnessing glitches in your reality? Because we live in a quantum reality. It's based on frequency. Some people have heard of Mandela effects. In the upcoming days, you better keep your eyes peeled for these Mandela effects. I also have a full video on real, tangible signs that you have shifted the timeline. Remember that a timeline is the trajectory that you're on, and there's going to be a quantum event in your everyday life. And it causes like the butterfly effect. And then now your trajectory has changed, and you're going to have moments where you make free will decisions, and the changes that happen inside, they're driven by the heart. They're driven by nature. I love being out here. Wow. Nature's singing to me right now. Here we are, guys. I think the mic's picking it up. We got a new mic. Step up to the mic, kid. So I appreciate each and every one of you. I was called. We're in very high energetic moment in the history of humanity. We see the global earthquakes shaking, earth shaking. We see extreme heat like never before. And this energy, that Holy Spirit fire, it's blazing, light warriors. It's going to empower people. It's going to make people rise up. But people are also, according to, you know, what's going on inside, they might not have, you know, a joyous, you know, fine and dandy time. Because some people can't handle the truth. The top of the consciousness scale is the truth. The Most High is the light, is the Christ. The return of the light of Christ is here. And it's not what you were led to believe. If you made it throughout this message, you're gonna be having a life like never before, kid. Remember, it's all frequency. What's your resonance? Okay? So I appreciate each and every one of you. This was the journey of self-discovery and remembering. You remembered who you were over the past few years, and God set you aside. God prepared you. And when you were set aside, when you were in isolation, when God put you in the wilderness, you were training. You were being prepared. And now God puts us all out on the main stage. Life is a series of choices that we make. And at the end, it reveals our content of character. I appreciate each and every one of you. You know where we are on the timeline. It's very powerful, and this message is going to help guide you on your evolutionary journey. We have daily videos, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, and those videos are going to help you become the greatest version of yourself. And you really want to stay focused on your health and wellness, because your health is your true wealth, and that's what we work here on this channel. You have to understand the traumas that people were holding over the course of their life. You're going to drop the baggage, you're going to drop the density, and once you drop the density, you rise higher, and you're going to be rising higher than you've ever risen before. Remember, if you've had a little bit of a tough time, you've never had these experiences before, you don't have the programs for it, so you have to go through this great shift and this great energy. Remember, when something is moving for so long, there has to be such a powerful energy to finally get it to stop. Because then the 5%, listen carefully, the 5% has to be greater than the 95%. Because that subconscious running in the background, there were systems of the world running in the background. You had a story running in the background of your mind, and your nervous system is now totally recalibrated, right? So, you know, if you're taking an antenna and you're twisting it and you're picking up a new signal, right? You're a living person, right? So when you have all these changes, when your frequency shifts, when your nervous system gets reset, all of a sudden, right? You say, oh, I don't understand what's going on. I'm having all these weird experiences, but you went through this by a divine design. I appreciate each and every one of you, and know that it's time for abundance. And don't live in fear of the solar flash. It's not it's not going to be, the end of everything, but it is the end of a world. It's not the end of your world, kid. We are actually here to destroy that world. We are the apocalypse. A deep awakening realizes You thought you were going to save the world. But simply by you existing, simply by you creating something new for everyone else, you actually helped destroy the matrix itself. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. We're just going down the stream, baby. I love you guys. Better days are ahead, better times, and those moments are now.